Here are two fast ways to make a macOS bootable USB with Mist, automatic or manual with terminal. Let's start. I've added a link in the description if you want to skip this step. If not, Google Mist GitHub. Once the page loads, scroll down and look on the right side for the latest release. Click on the DMG file to download it. Once it's finished, open it from your downloads folder and launch the Mist app. Inside Mist app, you'll see two tabs, firmware and installers. We're using the installers tabs because that's where you download macOS versions and create your bootable USB. Mist gives you two options. You can create a bootable USB directly or just download the installer if you prefer making it later with terminal or want to reuse it on multiple Macs. And if you're into testing unreleased software, Mist also lets you download beta versions. Super handy if you want to experiment without upgrading your main system. Select the macOS version you want and click Create Bootable. Then select your USB and confirm. From this point on, the process is completely automatic. Mist will download the macOS installer and then create the bootable USB without you needing to interact. Just follow the steps shown in the app. Keep in mind that this can take a while depending on your internet speed and your Mac's hardware. So it's totally normal for the whole process to take an hour or even two in some cases. Now that the download is finished, Mist automatically starts creating the bootable USB. I've sped up this part so you can see the full process, but on your machine it will take a bit longer. When the process completes, just open Finder and confirm that the installer has been created correctly. Super easy and hassle-free. Let's move on to the next method. Okay, now we select the downloader only option. Make sure the destination folder is set to Applications. You'll see why in a moment. And confirm that the export type is set to Application, which is usually selected by default. Once you continue, the process works just like the method 1, except it only downloads the installer and doesn't create the bootable USB. Once it's downloaded, go to your Applications folder and find the installer you just downloaded. It'll start with install ... Click it once, press Enter to rename it, and remove the build numbers. You'll see why in a moment. Now press Command plus space, search for terminal and open it. You'll need to enter a command to create the bootable USB, and I've added a link in the description with the correct commands for every macOS version. You'll notice the command looks inside the Applications folder. That's why we removed the build numbers earlier, so the command knows exactly which installer to use. The last part of the command is the name of your USB. By default, it uses my volume, so you can either change that in the command or rename your USB to match. To rename it, press Command space, open Disk Utility, select your USB on the left, click Erase, and set the name to my volume. Now return to terminal and press Enter. It will ask for your password. Type it in and press Enter. You won't see anything appear as you type because the password is hidden, so just make sure you enter it correctly. If the password is correct, terminal will ask if you're sure. Press Y and hit Enter to confirm. This will format your USB and copy all the necessary files, and it can take quite a while, so just let it run. Once it's done, you'll see a message letting you know the bootable installer is now ready on your USB. Open Finder and navigate to your new bootable USB. And that's it. Two different ways to create a macOS installer, whether you want the fully automatic Mist method or the manual terminal approach. If you found this helpful, feel free to drop a like, and if you want more repair tips and Mac tutorials, consider subscribing.